Welcome back, welcome back. So, I just watched a little bit of one of my brother's videos on rapping, and he's having a good debate about if what's like more real, what's better, to be the new rappers that are about that and they pop people for real and then they rap lyrics about it, or the old dudes that actually had bars and skills and all this and that, right? And I said right away, well, yeah, I like the older generation's skill level better, but there's no fucking difference, dog. And I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna start with the guy he was talking about, Nas, because Nas is known to be one of the most intelligent rappers, right? Now, I'm not gonna speculate on Nas at all because I don't know this man. And videos on the internet, they're videos. Anybody can say anything about anybody. So what I like to do is I like to hold people to one, what you do, or what you say. Get it? Because what you say matters. It doesn't matter what other people say. Now I'm gonna play a little something of a YouTuber. I have no idea who this guy is. Truth Network. And he's gonna bring up something that I listened to. I heard the lyrics. I heard Nas's own voice rap this shit. Long time ago. It's one of the reasons I stopped listening to rappers from any generation. And I only listen to their songs about God.
I have come to believe Nas sold his soul to the devil in order to have the world. The reason I have come to this conclusion is because of no other than Nas himself, as he openly rapped about selling his soul in an unreleased version of his song called You're the Man. In Nas's unreleased version of You're the Man, he states some very disturbing things, which
It's funny because the guy that I watched this video on, he's making a good point. That's the song he brought up and about how lyrical it is. I wonder if he heard the unreleased version, like everyone else probably did, you know, because we're all truthers and we all been watching these YouTube channels forever. And this ain't the first guy that accused him of this. This ain't the first guy that accused any star of any of this. It doesn't matter what he says this man did. I don't care about, I don't believe it. He sold his soul because he says things. No, we're here to discuss rap lyrics.
explains why he chose not to put this version out. In the song, it appears that Nas even explains how he sold his soul. I must warn you, parts of the lyrics are extremely disturbing, and I had to block certain words out due to the community guidelines. In the opening lines of the second verse, Nas raps, "At a church on my hand was a preacher's blood. I swallow dirt from a graveyard in need of love. I vomit blunt residue. I want revenue, dreaming, and pump lead at you devils trying to take my freedom." He raps, "It drove me crazy the day I drank my own urine, my own fluids with a 9 to my brain." I had to change the word, but he states he drank his own man stuff. He then continues to rap, but wait a
So when you say the new rappers, they're dibba 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 boo do dibba 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 do. I get it. That shit's annoying, but they're not. You know. Well, I'm sure I'll find a couple of their lyrics. The rock and roll rappers, Lil Uzis and all these other little rock and roll type of dudes. But have you ever heard this? That Nas said, "I drank my own piss and I ate dirt at a graveyard," and all that other ritualistic stuff. See, I study everybody. And when I learned what witchcraft and pledging yourself to Satan is and the things they gotta do, when I heard this, I said, wait up, nigga, did you just write that? Did you just write that you took a fucking oath? Did you do that? I don't know. It could be fake rhymes. But I could have swore because, I like listened to the rap version of this and listened to him say it. But I could be wrong. It could have been something else.
Second, give me time to explain. I have come to believe Nas sold his soul to the devil in order to have the world. The reason I have come to this conclusion is because the music industry goes all the way back to the times of Robert Johnson, and honestly, even further back than that. The artists of the past, just like the rappers now, had to pay the price to make it big. For sure, the Masonic imagery was more hidden, but it was definitely always there. For example, in this music video from 1993 from the group Lord of the Underground, their song called Here Comes the Lord, one of the people a part of the crew was wearing a Masonic square and compass shirt, hidden in plain sight. It only lasts a few seconds in the music video, but they're openly showing their alliance. The imagery has always been there, it's just way more hidden now. Those who control the music industry and have all the power make those who want the world.
Lords of the Underground. Where'd rap start? Oh yeah, it was underground. What did the Most High say is underground? Oh, the inferno, the pit, the demons.
Pay for it with their soul. I often see people comment that people aren't allowed.
Think about it. We called it rap. Doesn't that mean to tie something up and bind it? Your fucking brain. Now the young kids call it trap music. They mummified your brain and now they trapped it there. Get it? Nah, I don't know what I'm talking about.
To sell their soul, and then they repeat the same thing they heard another person say. You can't sell your soul because it belongs to God. The thing is, these people forget what their soul truly is. If we look up the definition of what a soul is, you get this answer: the spiritual, immaterial part of a human being or animal regarded as immortal. Our souls is what's allowed to live forever, while our flesh remains on earth underground, rotting away. God indeed owns all our souls because he created all of us, including our souls, but he doesn't control or dictate what we do with our souls. God provided humanity with free will to do as they please with their soul. When you sell your soul to the devil, you've traded your eternal life in paradise for a temporary paradise on earth. It doesn't mean the devil now has your soul in...
Isn't that a fair trade? You want to be rich now. You don't want the life that my father prepared for you, because you're not going to be famous. You have no fucking talent. And, you need those things to live like that here. So, do you fucking get it now? When you betray people by not deserving what you get, and you're taking somebody's spot, get it? I don't care about no contracts and all that, the rituals and all that. You're not supposed to be there. You're taking up space for people that do deserve to be there, and they tell you what to say. So, you don't need any rituals. You sold the fuck out.
In a jar. It just means you've chosen to follow him and live like him at the cost of your soul, which represents your eternal life. These rappers are 100% selling their souls when they choose to make music pushing a destructive agenda for their own selfish gain. Rappers know the music they create guides the youth and shapes their minds. These artists have the youth.
I wonder how artists know what you say, your music, can literally shape the mind of people. Because even a stupid ass regular nobody like me gets to do the music, write my bars, and I say it in front of people, and they react. So when you're smarter and you understand, alright, if this has the right beat, right sound, and right there, I can force them to like this, even when they don't. Everyone I've ever met in the world says this at one point in their life. I fucking hate that song on the radio. 2 weeks later, I kind of like it now.
In their hands. The kids want to dress like them, act like them, and talk like them. And these artists choose to teach their fans nothing but destruction for money. This is what selling your soul is. Compromising your God-given morals to make yourself rich and live as a god. One of the rappers I often see people comment that didn't sell their souls is Nas.
When I say I'm God to you niggas, I'm referring to what the Lord called the holders of the book. Ye are gods. You are my judges. You're my mini judges that are supposed to understand what wickedness looks like and then call people out for it so they can stop. So I won't judge them forever. So when you hear me say I'm a god to you niggas, that's what I mean. I'm a judge. Because I see good and evil. And I'm gonna fucking call it out. Period. I'm not one of you guys that like to go, the old school was so much better and get the fuck all the way out of here. I'll prove
Like
it
this
wasn't.
comment here that read, would you do a video on Nas? I'm curious what you'll find out. But my assumption, he might be one of the few rappers who isn't a Freemason. Ironically, I was literally working on this Nas video when I went to take a look at my recent comments on my last video, and I saw this. Well, All-Star Soldier 13, I have some bad news for you. What I found out about Nas might just change your perspective on him. See, Nas, just like Jay-Z, Biggie, and Tupac, is considered one of the top artists to ever make hip-hop. In the 90s and the 2000s, Nas was one of the biggest rappers out, selling millions of records and collecting plaques on top of plaques. Nas was so big, he went toe-to-toe with Jay-Z in a rap beat that many people claim he won. He has one of the most legendary careers and would always be respected as one of the top lyricists, MCs in hip-hop. But how did Nas become so legendary? How did he even make it to begin with? On this channel, we already know that to make it to the level Nas was on back in his prime doesn't come cheap. In order to be a star at the level that Nas was on, more than just talent is needed. There's only one being that grants a person the entire world, and that's the fallen angel Lucifer.
I just watched the interview with Nas, and he admitted himself that everybody looks at him as this great lyricist, and he said the one person that scared the shit out of me was Big L. He got mopped the fuck up out of there right as he was about to make his big come up, and he had to sound like Jay-Z, but he rapped real smart shit like Nas, and he put it all together, and he had his own flow, and then he got popped and went away, like many other artists in the world. But nobody knew this guy, and his flow seemed to go away. In that intelligent rap and certain punchlines, people started saying them to this day. Eggs Beavis, I don't get nothing but head. You might have heard a line like that. They got it from Big L. Oh yeah, the Nas interview, he says, I went to the studio with Big L, and we were gonna make a song, and I was ready to start writing like we always do, and Big L had like some magical power or something, because this motherfucker just started spitting bars, and that shit was so good, I packed my shit up and went home, and said, nah, I ain't got nothing for that right now, give me a minute, I'll be back. And he never came back to the studio.
Who would make you a god on earth at the cost of your eternal life in paradise.
A couple of years later, that guy went bye-bye.
To the devil in order to have the world. The reason I have come to this conclusion is...
Now, I'm not saying he had anything to do with it. I'm just saying there was he knew this rapper.
Your game's looking weak. You could use a little help.
Rappers listen to each other, and he had a flow nobody
because
had.
of no other than...
And he was doing punchlines. Like, you know how Jadakiss says, I'm the punchline king of this shit. I started this shit. Big L came before you, and I just told you one of the oldest punchlines he said. Eggs Beavis, I get nothing but head. And many other punchlines that he made. Go look at Big L. Then go look at some... Get it? Big L? Who came after... You don't even know who Big L is. He died right before Nas, Jay-Z, and Biggie blew up.
Nas himself, as he openly rapped about selling his soul in an unreleased version of his song called You're the Man. In Nas's unreleased version of You're the Man, he states some very disturbing things, which explains why he chose not to put this version out. In the song, it appears that Nas even explains how he sold his soul. I must warn you, parts of the lyrics are extremely disturbing, and I had to block certain words out due to the...
Skip over that.
He had a preacher's blood on his hands. Why is he rapping about having a preacher's blood on his hands? And in what kind of church would he have a preacher's blood on his hands? Well, we all know occultists are known to practice a form of ritual magic called blood magic, usually associated with a ritual sacrifice. In my opinion, this line is pointing to exactly that, a person making a ritual offering. He then proceeds to rap that he swallows dirt from a graveyard in need of love. Nas is again referring to an occultic practice where occultists use dirt from graveyards in their ritual magic. They believe the dirt is connected to the person buried underneath it. Nas is talking about an occultic ritual offering openly in his song. He is telling us the steps of how he sold his soul, something I can't say I have seen another artist do. He then raps about vomiting blunt residue and wanting revenue, dreaming about it after swallowing a handful of graveyard dirt. He is breaking down his ritual in real time in this song. He is telling his fans what he asked for when he sold his soul, as he wanted it all. What he raps in the next part of this verse has to be the most disturbing thing I have ever heard a rapper say. He raps, "It drove me crazy the day I drank my own urine, my own fluids with a 9 to my brain." I had to change the word, but he states he drank his own man stuff. He then continues to rap, "But wait a second, give me time."
He skipped right past the whole he drank his own urine with a 9 to his brain. Was he holding the 9 or was somebody else?
To explain, women in fast cars and diamond rings can
Maybe
poison
he got
a rap
forced.
star. I saw a dead bird flying through a broken sky. I have never heard a rapper openly talk about an occultic ritual like this before. Nas is literally telling his audience step by step what he did in order to sell his soul. He tells the audience that it drove him crazy the day he drank his own.
He said, I see a dead bird flying through a broken sky. Is he admitting that there's a firmament up there and that it's going to crack open one day? Oh, okay. And isn't Jesus represented by some bird, a dove? Oh, so when a dove dies, the sky cracks open. Oh, okay.
Own liquids. This is very important, and it points directly to Marina Abramovich's spirit cooking, as she tells people to do the same thing in her spirit cooking spells. He then proceeds to say why he did what he did, and it's because he wanted the money, women, riches, and fast cars. He wanted all the devil could offer him. He wanted the world, and was willing to trade his soul, his eternal life, for his paradise on earth. Nas then proceeds to rap, "Vision my own skeleton, swimming in eternal fire. Broads play with pentagrams in their private area, like the exorcist. Then they gave birth to my seeds." In this,
Did he just describe himself burning in hell and then give the reason why? Because he lays with demons and now demon women. You get it? And they're giving birth. Didn't Nas get married to somebody and have a kid? Because he said it, not me.
this part of the song, we can hear Nas rapping about his burning end. Nas openly admits he is going to meet a burning end because of choosing to sell his soul. He talks about Crowley's form of X-Magic. Aleister Crowley is the man that these celebrities all choose to worship. He is the one that guided these occultists into the New Age. I honestly want to see.
If you don't know who Aleister Crowley is, he's the guy that wrote one of the most famous books of Satanism and stuff and started recruiting people. And he went straight to Hollywood.
What excuses Nas's fans are gonna make.
So when your grandma tells you we couldn't watch this stuff on TV, it's because we couldn't. The people that were showing the programs, they believed in not doing that, and now they don't.
For these lyrics, why rap about any of this disturbing stuff? If it weren't true, what's the point? Nas's serious tone throughout the song lets you know he is being honest. In my opinion, this explains why he always appears depressed, even though he is rich and famous. He has no soul, no purpose, no way to eternal life with God. He traded it all for paradise on earth in the kingdom of Lucifer.
They try to suppress you, but that's how they try to categorize.
They can't control it. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But not you, man.
But they can't control me.
Not
You see,
you.
it ain't no name I won't name.
Right.
It's up.
Not you.
You know what I'm saying? And just for Minister Farrakhan, I love you, but the way you read that, I took that as a slight. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking no disrespect from nobody. So let's get on the phone. Let's talk that out. I don't care who you are. I ain't taking no slice from nobody. Right? I ain't taking no slice from nobody. It's God. That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah, I'm Christian.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? That I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah, I'm Christian.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You're out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing.
Did he just name all your heroes? Did he name all your fucking heroes from older generation till now?
Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize. And God loved me. You understand? They hit me. Gap, Adidas, all that away. Still, Forbes, who hate me, right, had to write net worth 400 million. Jesus is king. God loved me.
That's more important thing in life.
That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? And this truth is going to be heard. Y'all can't send none of y'all Meek Mills, y'all Puffies, y'all Lil Boozy, none of these names, none of these people that have to listen to y'all because they have legal. I never killed nobody, right? I'm the pussy that never killed nobody, right? But that means I can say whatever I want.
Did he just say that? That's Kanye. That's not me.
What I want people to know is that don't support the phonies. Support the real. You know what I mean? How can these people be talking about how they so real and they don't care about our communities? How can they be talking about what they, all this, you know, the hood, blah, 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 blah. They don't care about our communities. You know what I mean? Listen to the words that people say in their lyrics and tell me if that's some real if that's real to you. You know what I mean? Listen.
That's your idol and your Jesus Christ Tupac. What did he just tell you to do with rappers? Listen to the lyrics and ask yourself, do they give a fuck about your community?
What I want people to know is that don't support the phonies. Support the real. You know what I mean? How can these people be talking about how they so real and they don't care about our communities? How can they be talking about what they, all this, you know, the hood, blah, 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 blah. They don't care about our communities. You know what I mean? Listen to the words that people say in their lyrics and tell me if that's some real if that's real to you. You know what I mean? Listen to what they saying. Don't just bob your head to the beat. Peep the game. And listen to what I'm saying and hold us accountable for it.
What did he say? Hold them accountable to their words.
Got some papers in the mail. Original Biggie Smalls say he's gonna sue me for everything I got if I use his name again. So please, nobody, if you see me, my name is the Notorious B.I.G. Call me Big, Notorious Big, whatever. No more Biggie Smalls. That is dead. Got some papers in the mail.
Did you know that? That's not his real name. I'm sure you did. But did you know that he stole it from somebody? Did you know that every rapper names himself after somebody? You know, like Rick Ross, and then he got sued. Tupac couldn't get sued because he has an Indian guy's name from ancient times. So, you know, he couldn't get sued. How many other rappers name themselves after gangsters? Now, Pac said, hold him accountable to his words, right?
When they say something to us, we want to make sure we mash their ass like we did Biggie. You see that nigga quiet as a fucking church mouse? Drop, hit him up, that nigga quiet as fuck. He ain't got shit to say. His wife pregnant, that nigga wait like an expectant father not knowing who the baby is. The world don't know I use the rubber, so it ain't mine. I'll tell you straight, I ain't want to fuck that fat bitch nowhere. You know that's the secret to war. He my enemy, so she'll die. When they say something to us, we want to make sure we mash their ass like we did Biggie. You see that nigga? When they say something to us, we want to make sure we mash their ass like we did Biggie. You see that nigga quiet as a fucking church mouse?
If anyone can find court, I think the thing that raised some eyebrows.
This man's named Professor Griff. He was in one of the original groups of rap called Public Enemy. Let's hear his story and what he thinks.
With people is when I drop the information about Quincy Jones. I let the chips fall wherever they fall.
That's right.
This dude was one of the ones responsible. He had a magazine financed by Warner Brothers and the rest of them. He set up sex rings in Hollywood. And the people that he brought in, if y'all tell me if I'm lying, Quincy Jones brought in Fresh Prince. And his first movie was what? 6 Degrees of Separation with Queen Latifah.
Set it off.
Queen Latifah set it off, licking and kissing on women. Are you following me?
Yes.
Kevin Campbell. His little sweet ass up and down Hollywood Boulevard.
Got caught in the park.
Thank you. And last but not least.
That's crazy. I never knew Will Smith's first movie, he was a gay guy getting plowed.
When Tupac came to Hollywood, it was the homosexual ritual. This is where the homosexuals came out against it, but I didn't mind. I wasn't talking about homosexuals. I'm saying there's a homosexual ritual that they go through in the Illuminati secret societies, and it is. So when I mentioned that about it marrying itself on to hip hop, they said, well, can you prove it? Yeah. Go back and go online and read where Tupac said he was asked by Quincy Jones to fuck him in the ass.
This is the 90s.
No, that's when Tupac was marked for death. Why? Because Tupac was engaged to Quincy Jones' daughter. Quincy Jones' daughter was best.
If he's lying, how come we're in the future and all of music now is just drugs? And it's like rap is rock and roll now. It's not fucking rap anymore.
His friend was Aaliyah. Aaliyah was engaged to Dame Dash. Now, if y'all follow these people back, all of them either died or was brought to ruin. Who creates and manufacture these trends? Brothers of Sagan, which y'all know is nigga spelled backwards, right? And what they did was marry the criminal culture in jail onto the street culture and made it part of hip hop. So now, homosexuality is on the rise, and they made the new cleavage became the butt crack.
That's right. Homosexual mom.
Are you following me?
This is the fucking 90s. Is he lying? Did it not come true?
Not be stupid. There's 15, 20 of us in this room. Somebody in here is an agent. Don't start looking around. But somebody in here is just in here that's going to take this information to the government. And we can't be stupid.
Right. Everywhere.
Everywhere we go. Is that one person that's in the audience that's going to take that information back. And we got to know and understand that's just a reality. Until we set up an infrastructure to deal with their ass, they're going to be here.
That's right.
Are you following me? So we have to do that. It's in hip-hop also. The brother that was part of the hip-hop cop task force, he admitted going past belief. Okay. They had designed that particular experiment to shift the plates up under Iran at the behest of the Mossad in Israel. The Mossad is like the CIA in America.
That's right.
Like the MI5 and MI6 in Britain and in England.
Okay.
All right. So
Never heard of that.
they was experimenting with the Heart Project to move one of the 2 atomic plates that's under Iran. So that devastation that you're seeing in Haiti can happen in Iran. You can easily dispute what I say, but when it's in black and white, it's hard to refute this. Are you following me? It took him 12 years to write this book. He gave me they mentioned it in the DVD about the hip hop car, and they said that if rappers didn't shoot one another up, somebody didn't get raped or somebody didn't get robbed, they would provide an incident for something to go down because they were setting hip hop up for destruction. Now, this homo dude, all that, what's his name? Puff. P. Diddy, whatever he called himself this week. He was one of the ones that orchestrated some of these things. Now listen, there was a gentleman that he hooked up with, a fashion designer, a gay fashion designer, who put the implantable biomicrochip inside of the tag on the jeans. And what they did was they